Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 610. Today we'll be doing battle with the Pyromancer in backpack battles. And so we're continuing on our week-long set of battles using the Offering Bowl with the Pyromancer. Let's hit that ranked game button, jump on in, see if anything interesting turns up. And so, reasonable enough start coming out of the first shop. I'm pretty happy with these dagger starts coming out of the Pyromancer. The thing I've been looking to do here in the early game is to go for empowered builds, looking to start off with the shell totem, the holy relic, whatever it's called when you have a shiny shell, and the short sword. Just getting all of those empowered and then having a bunch of pokey daggers seems to work fairly well. And so getting a dagger start is fine. Getting a broom is okay. I definitely want this on sale pocket sand because the thing that you tend to run into issues with here is it's very easy to go into the first round without a way to spend stamina. And so not the most spectacular of starts, right? Just having the single broom and no real defensive items, but getting to kick things off with the dagger is kind of okay. You know, you come out here and give him a couple pokes, give him a little bit of that stab. Get all Arya Stark on the Night King on him and stuff, you know. it's just the way it works. All right, and we got our victory in the first round out of the Offering Bowl. Nothing too spectacular. There is a whetstone, but we'll probably just look to put it back in the sack here, if you will. It is interesting to me with the Box of Riches. Like, I've been trying to go for frost builds and failing over and over and over and over again. I'm kind of interested in the Box of Riches in the sense that it gives us a way to generate frost on attack, and then if we do start out with a bunch of daggers, we have a lot of different ways to get on-hit effects, right? And so if we have 5 blue gems spread across 5 daggers, it gives us a lot of opportunities to generate those on-hit effects. And so you want to just go for it? I'm kind of interested now that I've said it. It's like, I don't think it's going to be that good. Like, if the Box of Riches was on sale, I would be more interested in it. But you know what? Fuck it, as the kids say. Fuck it. Is that the only people saying it these days? Probably is. And so, as we look to go down this route, how are we gonna start to maximize? Right, I kind of want to hang on to the piggy bank here for a little bit. I need to pick up another weapon, and so we're looking towards the broom, but we're gonna have to sell some stuff to do that. And I guess we can get rid of the shiny shell. We can get rid of the stone. It's not the most economically friendly way to go about this, but it does let us kind of continue on with multiple multiple economy-based items, right? If we want to count the Box of Riches as an economy item in the sense that it's generating the stone every turn, then it doesn't sound nearly as terrible. I think we do want to get rid of the whetstone, though. We'll put this $8 worth of stuff within the Offering Bowl. Want to keep the flame out. I do want to make a molten dagger in the next round, and so we won't put it in there for maximum dollars. What do we got here? Dude's got a bow. See how this goes. We don't have any real defensives here up against the wooden buckler, and so this is always just such a load of shit, right? Anytime I build the wooden buckler, we always just go into rounds against people with bows. And then as we're out here with this big multi-striking kind of build, of course the opponent has the buckler, right? But we managed to win the round, go us, onto the next set. And so interesting stuff with the Amulet of Steel turning up. I do like this as an empowered generator. We'll likely hang on to this. Just give us a way to double up the strength with these daggers. If things don't come together with our great idea of going for pokey stuff, then we can maybe just backdoor into a dragon's build or something. And so I'm kind of okay with that. We do have an on sale bag of stones here. We might get this very reasonable bag of stones round. And then I think we'll just pick up a broom as well. Kind of want to find a bag if we can. We're just going to start running out of space here. I can't quite sell all of these things, and so let's do this. Let's take the piggy bank out for the round, I guess. We'll be kind of stuck like this. Still happy enough with the 25 stat gain out of the Amulet of Steel. Let's drop in these gems. And I do typically like picking up these cheaper gems. I mean, getting the 20% healing shred just off of a single gem is a pretty big deal, and so I think I'll go ahead and lock that one in. Seems like a decent round at this point. All right, off we go. These brooms putting in the work today, huh? Putting in the work. Getting a little bit of on-hit effect, I do hope. Get some of those poisons in there. Currently sitting at 0. There, one came up. Seems like we're gonna fail here, cutting out Deep's 2 bananas, but that's okay. I feel like we won some rounds there we didn't deserve, and now we're gonna free up quite a bit of bag space. Maybe something useful will turn up, and so I'm gonna snatch up this flawed amulet, amethyst. I think we'll pick up the chipped emerald as well. Got a bag here. Nothing on sale just yet. And I'm curious as to how to approach this from here. We probably need to be picking up this pan just to have a way to be out here spending stamina. It's not, a particularly spectacular combat item here, but we didn't hit any weapons out of the reroll, and so I think maybe we just sell off the flame. It's a bit of a bummer to be tossing out the items this way, but I think it's kind of a must-do at this point if we're going to be out here zinging the opponents with our pigs and stuff. And so let's get that back and set up here. The chipped amethyst is what I think we want to have in our weapons. Cleansing debuffs I don't care about, but getting the debuff removal is decent. And then chipped emerald is always a good thing to have in the bag. Just picking up those hearts for some sustain, kind of decent. Not the greatest stuff in the world, but we can call it kind of decent, right? Might be okay here. Seems like he's going to be staminaed out really fast, and then these thorns might actually be quite relevant in the sense of he has a bunch of low DPS items. Cool. Zinged him. All right, so what do we got? Short sword and a flute coming out of the bag. Okay enough, I guess. Still not finding any of the big kind of build around stuff here. Snatching up a piggy bank at this point feels kind of greedy. I'd like to get some real definition in terms of what we're going to be going after here. Maybe we do this. We do have a shiny shell we can use with the wooden sword. And let's start rolling and see what turns up. It's a broom, right? That's all we end up doing this game, huh? Okay. Otherwise, I think we need to try and find another bag here. Let's just take a roll, see what turns up. No bags. We do have our big build-around item, right? If we're going to be going Frost, we got the Flawed Sapphire, the chance on hit to put the Frostbites on the opponent. That's the kind of idea with the big dagger builds along with going into Frost. I guess if we're going to do it, we got to just pick it up, right? I guess if we're throwing this build away, you got to go ahead and just snatch up those goodies. Let's see how we can expand out from here. And so, let's see. I want to get this short sword upgraded. And keep the flawed emerald up at the top. I think that's fine. This is probably about as good as it's going to get for the round. I don't want to upgrade to a second molten dagger. I only want to have one flame drain, and so I would rather have one good dagger as opposed to two very mediocre ones. So we'll keep it out like that. We do still have a socket on the wooden sword here. Okay. Let's hit it. All right. Seems like we failed. I don't know, man. We stripped his sustain out with these amethysts. That's always cool, right? Wasn't enough to win the round, but we at least did something cool. That's all that counts. But here, okay, things start to improve here. Some big choices to make. And so getting the leather armor is fine. The leather armor build into the stone skin potion is the option that we have here. And then again, this is like another item that I don't hate as far as going for dagger builds goes, right? We don't really care about stamina usage when it comes to attacking with daggers. And if we're going to be into Frost, then we only have the one weapon that we typically use, and so the Frostbite would just be the only stamina drain, and it tends to work out kind of okay. So I'm okay with it in that sense. Otherwise, it does also let us keep our blood amulets for bloody daggers, if that's going to be a thing, or if we go into dragons. Dragons don't care about that stamina either, so it's a very reasonable upgrade here. And then getting that big ol' armor chunk does work nicely with the Amulet of Steel. And so we have a nice set of synergies here, I think. Let's go ahead and pull this in. It's going to cause havoc on our bags, but I think that gets us off to a nice spot. Let's get that up and running first, and then we'll try and figure out whatever else we want to do with the round. At this point, I think I'm kind of okay with throwing away piggy banks. I don't think we're going to get a ton of usage out of these in the remainder of the game. It is nice having that money around, and you can do stuff with hammers, but I don't think that's ever going to really be a thing this game. Here, I'm fine to throw away the pineapple. I think we can lock in the dagger, and then that leaves us with one more hex out here. And so now I want to move the amethysts into the leather armor. I like the healing shred that we get out of it. We want to keep the frostbite dagger out here, and then maybe this is just better. Well, I thought we were going to have a better set of gems. I was going to say maybe we're a little bit better off just leaving the emerald in the bag for the health gain, but kind of sucks just having the topaz on a base dagger. All right, something's coming together, huh? It may not be the most spectacular stuff, but something is indeed coming together here. And so right here's where you can see the empowered stuff that I like with the daggers. We're up to empowered 5. It just starts to really kick up the DPS on these daggers. The more that we get, the more that it's going to add up. And so try to keep that going. Our stamina started to drain a bit there, but I think we could still get something going. And a hungry blade turns up. Interesting. Always powerful, and then it's what would upgrade into the frostbite. And that was weird. I don't see, like, I watched the shell totem just shoot way off and come right back. I wish there was a way in the game to undo a cell. Like, I don't know how many times this has kind of happened to where I guess we had the shell totem selected, and then I came down here on recipes. Like, she could just undo one cell and then go right back, but I don't know. I don't make up the rules. At any rate, we have a chipped ruby. Let's go for it. I'm a little interested in the heroic potion. I feel like we probably end up making usage out of it. And then let's take a roll. Nothing else was looking too spectacular within there. This will probably just be around to where we don't get to do any big sales. All right, so yeah, let's just stop it there. We probably need the heroic potion in. Amulet of Steel's fine. I do want to upgrade some of these things if we can. This dumb Hungry Blade only has one slot in it. That's kind of annoying. Just work. Just work. Why do we have to figure this out so hard? Here we go. Okay. We can do something like that. Get another frostbite generator out here. I think this is fine. We're not really using the flames at this point for the molten dagger, but we are generating empowereds out of these box of riches, and so I think I'm okay with that. Let's jump in. Get that 3 empowered right at the start. It's good stuff there. And then the frosty armor, should one of those turn up, does generate more and more armor along the way, and so it's pretty decent in that sense as well. All right, stamina definitely drained out. We'll need to keep these yellow potions up and running. 7 empowered at the end of the day is not bad. And so, yeah, I mean, I guess we're doing it, right? We're going for the Cryomancer here. We're locked and loaded with these 2 chipped sapphires, so nothing could go wrong at this point. Happy enough to pick up Pestilence Flasks. We definitely want to upgrade our daggers, and then we need some more bags at this point. Fanny pack turns up. I guess the 2 slots are at least enough to get the Frozen Flame in, and then the upgrade turns up for the sapphires. And so here's, the main idea for the build, right? It's in the sense of we should be able to put the frostbite or the frozen flame crit thing onto the hungry blade, and then we'll have the we'll have the frostbite generation actually come out of these flawed sapphires, because how many ways up to this point have we seen to generate frost? Zero, right? And so it at least gives us a little bit of something to generate that up. Now here, we're starting to get too much stuff in the bag. Let's take one roll and see if anything hits. We missed. I think we just have to stop there. Kind of sucks, but is what it is. Got the Pestilence Flask and the Heroic Potion. Looks good. Okay. Okay. Man, I just see the foods and it's like, how can we ever win? It sucks so much seeing those little squirrels as well, just knowing that we have so little in terms of generating buffs. It's just going to be taking the good ones every time. Look at the opponent shooting way up in terms of empowered. Ugh, what a nightmare match. But all right, what can we do here? Our dagger's looking a little better. Actual frost card coming in. That should be what makes the Frostmourne or whatever it's called, right? Frostmourne is World of Warcraft. Frostbite is the big attack weapon we're looking for here. So that's okay. Don't think we want to take the topazes. It's just going to be the weakest one here. The attack speed we don't need. The stamina gain is kind of nice, but we have too much bag problems, and so I think we'll skip over that. Dragon turning up, not quite. I think we're just kind of stuck with the potion belt. So let's add that in. Not particularly exciting, but kind of is what it is. Do what we can to get these upgrades in. So we can be something like this, right? I don't want to completely give up on the speed bags with the dagger. So here we go, right? We've got the bonus on oh shit, this is the other thing, right? The egg generates armor. Can we get this in a convenient spot? Okay, that's the no effort location is right underneath the stone armor. So good, glad we got that going. I am a little interested in throwing stuff into the bag, but it just feels a little far away at this point. I guess we can just keep going as is. All right, so we have the on-hit effects on the weapons. Need another dagger. Looking to upgrade the flawed ruby here. I guess all the flames we can add in are fine. And then out in the shop, we're locking in the blood amulet. So hopefully we'll be a little bit stronger after this round, getting to add the bigger hungry blade in. It's going to be getting close to time to getting rid of the shell totem as well. Let's see. See how things scale up here. Went through Resurrect number 1, Resurrect number 2. He's all out of flames now. You usually take him down once that Phoenix one hits, and so good stuff for us there. And then pretty reasonable upgrades, right? We always want one of these Shield of Valors with the stone armor. Just as you gain 90 armor, getting another 30% as a free 30 armor, and then you get it again off of the health below 50% activation, and then that essentially activates the empowered off the Amulet of Steel both times. And so definitely interested in it. I want to pick up this this blood amulet as well. Do need to fix the bags here. Not picking up any bag space does kind of suck. We're definitely going to be struggling in this sense. Let's see if we can't make some of this work. I'm kind of wanting to free up the offering bowl. Guess we can just start out like this. We do at least get to kind of free up some bag space, putting the gems in the shields, but not entirely what I meant that I wanted to do. Excuse me. So something like this, perhaps. So we still have the frozen flame on the shield. Both the egg and the things are still on the Amulet of Steel. That looks good to me. Keep the gemstone bag in. Keep the potion in. I think that's fine. So that's about as far as we get to go. Yeah, just definitely need to find a bag. I don't think I'm really into selling stuff off at this point. Just 3 flames isn't a ton. No upgrades for the chipped emerald. Okay. And then of course, of course, only the singular frost item as things go. Such a bummer. Like, I don't know what the answer is to these frost builds. It is nice to be able to kind of come in and deal a little bit of frost stuff out here, right? You can see the opponent creeping up a little bit, so our crit on the frostbite isn't non-existent, but I mean, it's so hard to find these frost items. I've never really found the answer to it other than doing nonsense like this to where we just have to dig for gems. Are you fucking kidding me? How did that? Did he legitimately stop at 1 health, or was that because the round just ended? Oh my god. How long is he just sitting at 1? Look at that. We did 10. Look at that. Exactly. Oh my gosh. What a bummer. He was at 1 health and then 10 armor. So he's at 1 health up here somewhere as well. Right? If you start to look at this chunk, he starts at 40. We get a big swath of damages in. The fatigue knocks him down to 5, and then we get a little bit of heal in. The dagger knocks him down to 1. He survives that, heals back up to 10 armor, and then we look at that. He fell to 1, right? the vampiric armor. He was at 6. The vampiric armor took him to, here we go. This is where it actually kicks in, right? He's at 6 health. Fatigue takes him to 1. He gets the molten armor thing to get the 10 armor, and then we hit him for exactly 10 with the molten dagger. Okay. I guess today's going to be like that. So let's see. We do get some upgrades here. Fanny pack coming in. Second blood amulet is good, assuming that we can find some daggers to go along with it. Probably want to pick up the chipped ruby. Continue to roll. We need to find some bags if we can. And then the 5-slot bag turns up. I think it might work. Let's see. Kind of ready to just get... Let's just get rid of the... to just go ahead and get rid of that. I don't think... It's a little late in the game to be putting the... whatchamacallit? Just the single empower generating coming in. We should get enough empowered off the Amulet of Steel. Do want to upgrade the Shield of Valor. That should be strong. Otherwise, let's get the gem box back in. We've got both of our blood amulets. Should another dagger show itself, that'll be strong if it ever does. And then we can just get the rest of our minimal bag stuff on board. Not a real upgrade of a round, but we've at least got the direction that we need. This is one of those things to where, like, we have a lot of options in terms of what's happening, and that we could be just like rolling harder for frost items, but it's just like when you come out and roll for them and miss, it's just such a huge pain point. And so I'm not like really excited about doing that kind of thing. But if you never find the activators for your build, then you're just gonna fucking lose hard as well. And so I don't know. I don't know the answers to it in that sense. Are we gonna get fatigued out? Thought we might pull that one down at the end. Our frostbite tends to scale up kind of well, but the damage was low. We definitely need to find a the oil lamp. But all right, well, sad noises, move on. Do we want to pick up a prismatic orb? There's some stuff that will work, right? I typically wouldn't be very interested in it, but we do have 3 vampiric items at this point, and so getting that big chunk of vampirism at the beginning is nice, and then the holy items we pick up along the way, like a sun shield or a crown or whatnot, get those bonuses as well. But I think we just need to dig for on-theme items, and so let's just keep rolling. We can do without the bag at this point. On sale ice armor here to save the day. Got to appreciate that turning up. And there's the oil lamp as well. So everything that we need just made an appearance here. That's very good. I think we should look to pick up the oil lamp this round. Let's do this. Let's sell off a flame. Let's sell off the emerald, and then pick up the oil lamp. Definitely like how that goes. Now, got to just figure out how to get this stuff in here. The easier route is to just slap it at the top. It's probably what we'll do at the moment. It does take away the buffs that we would gain for our heroic potion, but it just kind of is what it is. Let's see what else we can do. Upgrade these sapphires. I think that's fine. We have to go around without the box of riches, but it's okay. Like, I think we could probably just get rid of the box of riches at this point, but generating a few more gems shouldn't be that bad. Okay, the build's starting to perk up a little bit. Got this Frostbite finally getting to scale up. He's got some debuff removal, so our Frostbites aren't going up all the way, but I think we've won this round. Oh my god. It's like he dropped a sub 20 for so long. Alright, good deal. Got those upgrades. So nothing in this bag we want. Let's go. This wants flames, right? Start a battle, gain stuff, but then use flames to inflict frostbites. I thought that we had to pick up that kind of thing. So let's see. Let's pick up the stamina sack. I am not real convinced we'll find too many flame generators. Like, picking up a chili pepper does do it. It's just so slow, right? If we're gonna be in a like 15-second battle, getting 2 flames or maybe 3 flames just isn't very much. I am okay with draconic orbs though. So let's take a look here. Let's see what all we can do. Got the potion belt back. It's just the main pain point here is our lack of daggers, right? We've got the blood amulets we need. We just don't have the daggers at this point to really pop off. I think we've taken everyone we've seen this game, and so just kind of is what it is. Then would we rather go for lifesteal on the dagger, or do we want this buff removal? I think we'll go for the lifesteal. I prefer to keep this healing shred out of the amethyst. Let's see, bring that guy down. Looks good. Alright, a bit of the cards. A bit of a pet build. It's a pet build with no snake, though. That's kind of weird. Kind of expect to see the hero Goobert with double frog to be in a snake build, but made it through the round. Go us. How do we feel about a second frostbite? It's, you know, it's we got to do something here, right? I'd rather be in the spot to where we spend all of our stamina as opposed to not enough of it, and so that should be good. Definitely going to pick up this dagger. Only having 15 gold here is a bit of a pain point, but it's exactly what we need to start popping off. So we can upgrade the dagger here. Gotta be a decent place to fit the frostbite, the frostmorn, whatever we're calling it this round. And then we need one more hex. I guess the draconic orb could come out. It's not doing a ton. I mean, it's nice if the opponent has thorns and we get the bonus that way, but it doesn't do a ton right out the gates. Or this is probably just another round to where we leave the gemstone box out, right? We don't really need the gemstone box. So something like this seems reasonable. All right, let's get at it. Yeah, just these rock builds always seem so dumb and terrible, and then it just shreds right through all of those big armors we gain right at the beginning. We might be able to carry through this. He just hit us invulnerable. I'm not feeling great about it. Big chunks coming through at the end though. Barely got it. Okay, all right. Finding ourselves right at that survival round, and interesting stuff. A dragon finally makes an appearance. I mean, probably just have to take it. I think we can probably get this stuff to fit. We can pull like a dagger or something to make it go. I don't think we can pass the round without. Well, this is where it's getting kind of interesting, right? So we need to get good for this round. The thing that I think would make us the strongest at this point would be adding in another heroic potion, a yellow potion, is what would pop off. But I mean, the dragon's probably just too good at this point. Like I could definitely see just taking out poison dagger or even molten dagger at this point to make the dragon fit. And so let's do this. Kind of fit this way. I like having the oil lamp on our frostbite though. That's what generates all the crit. Not seeing an easy way to make these bags work. We can also, let's just sell the box of riches at this point and pick up the speed bag, right? If we're not winning this round, the game's just done anyways, and so I think that sounds reasonable. Keep the bloody dagger in, keep the poison dagger in, leave the molten dagger out. Okay. So I think we want this heal and the on-hit stuff on the dragon, right? The weapons that attack faster are where we're going to want these things. I would put them all in the frostbites, but I worry we'll just run out of stamina, and so I think that's a reasonable place to stop. All right. Let's hit it. What's this? A lot of health potions coming out of this guy. Seems like we're crushing on the round, but give those dogs a chance to build up. Seems like we're getting shredded as soon as we say it. Oh, nice. Nailed a big crit right there at the end. And so with this, it's tough. Like I think the answer here is probably just to take the LP and run, right? It feels like, what upgrades are we realistically going to hit on a build like this? We can either hit heroic potions, which would be good, or otherwise we need ways to generate flames so that we can get extra activations out of the frozen flame, extra activations out of the ice armor, but we're not going to find that at this stage. Like, are we going to build a flame whip this late in the game? It's not going to be a thing, and so I think this is just a reasonable place to stop and call it quits. But, this is what really strikes me as kind of like the big pain points that you run into with these frost builds. Like to me, what you should kind of like find yourself going is, you have a leather armor and you have a hungry blade and you have a handful of the healing herbs and you have this nice vampiric start. And to me, that vampiric start should probably transition over into a frost build, right? The leather armor upgrades to ice armor, the hungry blade upgrades to frostbite, but the way that you actually get there is so painful in the sense that you have to come into the subclass round to pick up the frozen flame. That gives you the first opportunity to start finding the frozen items, and we legitimately found like 2. Like, I feel like in the first 5 rounds of subclass we hit 2 items, and maybe that's just me playing the frost builds wrong as to where I won't dedicate the rolls to finding these items, because if you roll for frost and miss, the game is just done. You just automatically lose, and it just doesn't feel like the chance to hit is great enough as far as those items go. And so I don't know the real answer there. But we at least got to showcase some of the other things that I do like to pull off with these builds, in the sense of transitioning with the daggers and the things that you can do with the daggers. As you do come out and find a lot of ways to generate empowered, then the daggers just stay good. And so it would have been nice if we if we found more. I feel like we found our third dagger on round 14 or round 13, and so ideally we would be hitting the later stages of the game and already having like 3 and 4 daggers, and then getting to this end point of the game and just being able to sell them off. But it's just not the way that things played themselves out. Otherwise, I think this was a fairly decent go at it. As far as the frost build itself goes, I'm not certain how you're supposed to generate enough flames to really activate the ice armors and the frozen flames well. The only real flame generator is going to be the thorn whip, or the flame whip, and then if you go with flame whip, you can't really use a frostbite. And so I'm not certain how that's supposed to go. I guess you can just kind of give up on your marquee weapon in the Frostbite, but it's so good. I don't like to skip on these, and so I don't know the entirety of the answer there. And so I feel like we have missed quite a bit on this build, but we did hit a lot of the themes that I think are strong here, and it's just a matter of ironing out the wrinkles to get them to that full strength. And so, good stuff. I had fun with that. Hope you did too, because that's going to do it for us today. So if everyone enjoyed the video, hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way. You had a good time watching. This is Bustin' Weed. Thank you for being here.